Welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money.
What's up, everybody? It's so good to be back. What's happening? This is Fly Nubian Money, where we help you to master your mindset and maximize your what? Your money. So listen, today, we have such a interesting topic that I'm not sure if any of these ladies on here agree with, but I don't know, because we didn't have a pre-production conversation about it. So this will be interesting to actually talk about. But before we get into the topic, I want to introduce all of the co-hosts on the panel today. So first, I want to talk. It's been a minute, but I want to introduce my girl. I miss her. What's happening, Miss Black Hollywood?
Hey.
How you been, girlfriend? You good?
I'm good.
Okay, great. And then the brilliance, the brand brilliance coach, the billion-dollar brand brilliance coach, right here, Dr. Lene Javette.
And the crowd goes wild.
And then we have Miss, she says what she wants, the #1 female advocate for men. I see your stuff out there, Shar. You out there doing a damn thing. Miss Shar Curry. What's up, lady?
Hey, how we doing?
You good?
I'm great. Thank you.
Yes, let's
We
go.
all here and we look amazing. God is good. Let's go.
All the time, God is good. I'm here with all my faves. Yes. Okay, so listen. We're going to talk about a lady today. She recently shared that she prefers dating, y'all get this, feminine men, sips tea, because they're more emotionally intelligent. Sparked a bigger conversation about how we view men and women in relationships today. So we're going to dive into why emotional intelligence actually matters more than ever, how traditional gender roles shape dating, and what this means for our relationships. So we're going to jump into this juicy topic. But before we do that, I want to ask that she says what she want to say. Go.
Hey, talk to me. I'll talk back.
Okay, so you used to dealing with men all the time. I see you over there talking to them men. They when I tell you they love Shar Curry, they love Shar Curry. I'd be like,
they like, but what about?
So Shar, because Shar got a huge following and men love her. Would you date a feminine man? And if feminine,
But what are we labeling as a feminine man? I feel like a feminine man looks different to everybody, right? Are you talking about feminine like this, or are you talking about feminine because he was maybe
feminine like what?
Are we talking about feminine like this? Are we talking about feminine because he was raised around a lot of women? You know what I mean? Some women will say, "Oh, a man cooks, that's feminine." Oh, a man uses, that came out a few weeks ago. A man that uses Apple Pay is feminine. So what are we talking about? Please define feminine first, and then I'll have the answer.
Okay, so let's say feminine like this, but he likes women.
Does he like men and women?
He likes women. Y'all changing clothes and shit.
Uh-oh. So, I like a manly man. I like a manly man. You know what I mean? A man that knows who he is, a man that's confident, So I wouldn't date no feminine man. Because why? Like, let me be that for you. Let me be that presence in the home. Let me cook, clean. Let me, do what I'm supposed to do as a woman. Let me be the nurturer. But I wouldn't date. And again, they call that beta. A lot of them call that a beta male. basically someone that lays down and don't really speak up and not assertive. So no, give me a manly man.
Okay. What about you, Dr. Lene? Would you date a feminine or an effeminate man?
No.
Why not? All men matter. All men's lives are equal. What do you mean? Why?
I mean, I want my man to be emotionally intelligent. I want him to have a soft side, but I need him to be a masculine man.
I can dig it. What about you, Miss Black Hollywood?
I feel like I have dated a feminine man, not necessarily a man that has worn my clothes or anything like that. Just kind of like a girl, kind of bitchy.
Oh.
The way in response to some things I would say, it almost sounds like it's a girl. Like we're having a conversation, but we're arguing. I'm like, what are we arguing about? What is this?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, because I told you how I felt, and you didn't tell me how you felt. Like just that whole. I feel like I've done it, and it was awful.
Yeah. But I'll say I want a man like, what's up? Check me. Yes. I feel like
I don't mean this the way that it sounds.
I'm saying
it's gonna sound bad, and I don't mean it this way, but you got to outman me.
Yeah, right.
If you're gonna wear the pants, wear the pants. You don't. If I gotta wear the pants, Jill Scott, I love her quote. If you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, then you can't tell me what to do. If we both wearing the skirt, there's a problem.
Right.
If you want to wear the pants, wear the pants.
Right.
But if I gotta wear the pants, then I'm gonna wear the pants.
Ain't no half stepping. We going all the way. It's all or nothing. All
you
or
know
nothing.
what? Me, honestly, I don't even want to have to wear the pants.
I do not.
I don't want no pants.
Let me wear my dress and my skirt and do my nails and stuff. Like have my feet done. I don't want to be.
It's exhausting.
Okay.
I was the man in my marriage. It is
Right?
exhausting. Being a man is hard work, y'all. Men out there, it's hard. I know it's hard. I was a man.
She said it, not me. And I ain't even a man. I know it's hard.
I was the man in my marriage. Pause.
It's a lot of hard work. Very hard work. You'll just say it. Being a man is a hard work. I'm trying to tell you, men, I applaud you because being a man is hard work. Luckily for me, I get to switch. I don't have to be a man anymore. So, I don't have to do that. But you got to do that the rest of your life.
Yeah. Can I just say this really quick? And I feel like a lot of women go through this. Like for myself, when I was growing up, I basically had to fend for myself, right? My parents were off doing their thing. I was raised by my great-grandparents. They gave us morals, values, manners, and standards, but they were older already, right? And so what happened was I felt like I had to fend for myself in a lot of ways, which made me have to quote unquote man up. And so people would say like, oh, you acted masculine. But I realized like that was me in survival mode. So then when I really started to do my inner work and started to do therapy and stuff like that, started looking at myself, and I was like, oh, okay, now I could be soft and feminine. She's still in there if she need to be.
Yeah.
I was in survival mode. So and that's why I teach a lot of the guys, they'd be like, oh, she's masculine. I'd be like, sometimes you see something as masculine because of the outer shell and the outer presence. But a lot of times these women don't want to be like that. They be in survival mode. So ladies, do your inner work, baby. Because you gotta come back to the surface when it comes to your femininity.
Listen, my daughter will tell me every time I have these thoughts like, man, maybe I shouldn't have, or maybe I, because it would have been better for the kids. She'd be like, Mom, do you realize how you used to look?
She went in on you.
She's like, no. I'm like, damn, okay. All right, so we're gonna go to the first video and then let's talk about it.
She was usually like dating masculine guys.
Yeah.
So
yeah, terrible. Being with Tiante, I've learned that it's best to be with the feminine man because they understand you more. It's hard trying to teach a masculine man how to feel sometimes or how to treat you. I don't have to worry about that. I mean, we just kind of dress alike sometimes, and that's really the only thing. He's who he is.
You change your clothes with your man, Miss Black Hollywood?
And she lost me at being with Tiante. I was like,
Tiante.
Ain't no way.
That sounds like a reality show. Being with Tiante.
Tiante.
No way. Ain't no way. And he would be like, girl, my name
His
is
mama
Tiante.
named him a feminine name. Being with
No, thank
Tiante.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
You don't want to change? You don't want to?
We got to go get our eyebrows arched together. There's too many things about Deontay that just don't work for me. Like, there's so many things that don't work for me. That wouldn't work for me. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
She said, I want to go to the boutique by myself. Thank you.
Please. Mm-mm.
And all that arguing. That's what they say in the South. All that arguing. And like you said, we both arguing like females and doing female shit. No, that ain't what I want to do. That doesn't sound fun at all. You need a yin and a yang in a relationship. I don't want to be, if I want to be with a woman, I'd be with a woman. But we'll talk more about that after the break.
Lord.
It's a good show right here. But I'm biased. If you are just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I'm the proud producer of this show because it is lit. If you want to receive notifications for when we go live Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. That's QUEENS to 87948. Also, if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, all you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, there's courses, there's free giveaways. There's just no reason to be broke in 2025. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. Obviously, you don't want to be entertained here. You want to know enough to grow. Wait, I need to put that on a shirt. You got to know to grow. Got to know to grow. So know and grow with flynubianmoney.com.
So there's this whole idea that sounds like what it says is that you have to be feminine to be emotionally intelligent. But Dr. Lene, is that true? Because that's what they're saying.
I don't think you have to be feminine to be emotionally intelligent. I think you have to be emotionally intelligent or tuned into your emotions. A man doesn't have to be 100% hard all the time. I think Armand said a man can cook for his woman, he can rub her feet, he can talk nice to her. That's not being feminine. That's just being in touch with your emotion, knowing how to show the softer side of you. You don't have to be feminine to show the softer side of you. That's my opinion.
Go back to that. What did Armando say? Men cooking isn't feminine. All of the good fellas was cooking steak and lobster in prison. They were also somebody's bitches in prison. So I don't want men in prison.
Why do you say in prison? Why
You could have let that part out.
that part of the sentence?
Yeah, like what?
You had to go do a stint. We appreciate. We love that you're out now.
I don't want to date a man that had been in prison.
Okay. Finish Armando's thought, please.
Okay, so men cook too, especially on the grill. Even Mr. Clean keeps the house on point. That's a good thing. But let's not synonymize masculinity with prison culture, because we know. I talked to a few people that work in the prison systems, and everybody that I know said that if they're doing over a 2-year bid, they are likely either doing or getting done. So that ain't one we won't either. We don't want that. Nah. So Armando, I don't think you were proving your point on that one. No. So
he might not have been proving his point, but he wasn't wrong. A man that cooks for you is not feminine. A man that sees that you're struggling in the house and helps with that's not feminine. That is a man that's in tune with his emotional side.
That's teamwork. That's not a man
yes.
man that's gonna help you clean up is not a feminine man.
So masculinity is you being a slob sitting on your ass all day and me serving you? No. I mean, that's not being masculine. That's being a fucking slob. I don't want a fucking slob as a partner. Like, if I'm gonna put in this work, you gonna put in this work too. But
what if he's working?
Huh?
What if he's not on the couch? What if he's working though?
And I'm working too. So that means we divvy up these responsibilities. But I'd like to hear your opinion, Miss. She say what she want to say, because all these opinions.
So this is the thing. If he wants to cook, he can, have at it, right? If you want to help, okay, have at it. But I prefer it. For me, I prefer it. Because I love to serve.
What if he cooks? Me too. But what if he cooks better than you?
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, some men, honestly, I talk to men every single day, all day. Some men prefer to do the cooking because that's their love, because that's one of their love languages. But also, a lot of them are chefs. There's a lot of men who are chefs out here, and women prefer men to cook for them. Honestly,
but you love serving. But what if he wants to be the cook? What are you gonna do?
Eat good.
Listen, well, baby, what you need? You need me to cut up the onions and these bell pepper, the celery. I got you. Let's make
I love
this.
it.
Are you too?
You go help.
That's right.
I love
I'm
that.
the helper.
I love that. So is that define masculinity, Miss Black Hollywood? Like cooking and serving a woman, is there a thin line between being a beta male, like even a beta male, because they call beta men feminine, but not necessarily. Beta men aren't necessarily feminine men. They're just not as aggressive and like hard, but they just, they're not necessarily feminine. So would you date a beta male? Let me ask all of you guys that first.
I'll pass.
You'll pass.
I love a manly man. I love a manly man. Just to the core, yes.
Okay.
The only person that I probably would not date. I mean, I've tried to date a beta male as well, and it didn't have the same edge. It didn't have the same because he was just like, whatever you want. Like everything was just like, and I'm okay. I'm just saying, like, you like somebody to be assertive and take initiative and kind of take the lead, and you're like, okay, well, that's what we're gonna do, right? It's not like, well, whatever you want. It can't be that all day long, like, right? That's gonna get a little boring. But I would just say the only man that I wouldn't date is there's this conversation about like nice guys, the whole nice guy thing. And I think that nice guys are like closeted serial killers. I want somebody who's kind. I want somebody who's kind, but he doesn't have to be nice, because nice people suppress and just like they don't have boundaries, and they just kind of like, okay, even if they don't want to do it, I was a nice girl. I was a nice girl, so I know all about it, right? Where you just like, it doesn't matter. I'll do it. And you can't say no to the person because you don't know, you're scared of how they'll feel or if they'll like you or not. So that's the only kind of guy that I wouldn't date, the nice guy.
Really quick, Damien said, how y'all deciding men talk about being a lady? We're not deciding men. She was asking us about our experience or either our preference. And so we're stating that, Damien. Appreciate you very much.
She
says what she won't.
She said what she won't. Somebody said, I think it was Brooks Organ, says beta male doesn't mean you are the alpha over him, but the definition of a beta is a subordinate male. So that means somebody got to be over him, and it's likely going to be his partner or possibly, but would you date a beta, Dr. Lene? She said, hell no, I want my man masculine and all the things.
It's not possible. I am a reformed alpha female. I'm gonna say it that way. I don't like to use that terminology anymore. I'm not a man. I'm not operating from masculine energy, so I don't like to use alpha female anymore. Yeah. I just say I'm a strong woman. I'm passionate. I'm loving. I'm studying femininity. I'm nurturing. I'm all those things. But I need a man to lead me. You have to be a man to lead me. I want to be led. And in order to lead me, you have to be masculine. Not that you have to deal with me or handle me, but I have to trust you in your leadership. And you have to, what I said earlier, outman me. So not outman me. And I hate to say it that way because it sounds negative, right? But you have to have the tenacity, the grit, the wherewithal, the confidence, the trust, I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. Let's get to where we got to go. I don't want to say shut up and let's go, but like, we got to do what we got to do. And if I have to do it, then
that part.
You know what? You said a beta man is a subordinate man, right? Mm-hmm. And just the idea of like having, and you see this dynamic all the time where women become their husbands or their boyfriend's mama. And so, like, telling them what to do and how to, and some men function really well like that. Like it's not their fault. Like, it's just the way they grew up. However they grew up, I think it's, part of, some childhood trauma situation, but that, that they deserve love, but they need a certain kind of woman to like tell them what to do.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember when this guy, he wanted to take me out on a date and he was like, so what do you want to do? So where do you want to go? So he's asking me all the things. And so I just ghosted him. And then he reached out to me a few months later. And then he was like, well, why did you ghost me? And I was like, you was asking me what I wanted to do and where I wanted to be. Like, he was asking me all the things. And he said, all right, tonight, 6:00, Yoshi, boom, let's go. Let's go. I want you to take charge. I don't want to have to tell you what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it. I don't want any of that stuff. If you want to date me, if you want to pursue me, pursue me. I don't want to have to pursue you. I'm not going to pursue no goddamn man. All right? So listen.
You heard what she had said.
It was wait, somebody said Dr. Lene gives off strong alpha lioness vibes.
She does.
No, but she do look like she don't play. Like today, especially.
Yeah,
She's
she
like,
don't.
I ain't got
She not playing with us right now.
She's just feeling some type of way. Lene is soft and kind.
No, but I understand.
That's the thing. I always say I am well-rounded. I don't play, but when I do, it's a good time. I'm a Virgo, so I do all the things. I have a good time when I have a good time. But I just like to play about stuff. Some stuff is just be like, come on, now get it together.
Get it together.
This is one of those things.
Yeah, and listen, King Henry said the host gives off alpha lioness vibes too. Hey, let's go. It's just a super masculine man to handle all of this energy. Okay. Let's go to the next commercial. Then we're gonna look at the next video. But we're gonna go to break first.
I know you're busy, you got things to do, and you can't take us on the go with you every single day. Good news for you. We are now on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, now you can listen to us on Spotify. Search Fly Nubian Money and all the episodes shall appear. All you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave some comments, tell people how you love us so that when other people come along and are looking for a great show to watch, they can find Fly Nubian Money too. One last thing, and just in case you've been sitting under a rock, Fly Nubian Money now has an investment club. We are the Fly Nubian Money Club. It's easy. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com, and I am committed to bringing in top experts from all industries to help you level up. They're teaching us the skills that we need to compete in this market. We often say that nobody is coming to save us, not the government, but guess what? We're coming to save us. I'm coming to save you with the Fly Nubian Money Club. So listen, all you have to do again is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. We have a 30-day free trial set up just for you, just for those people that are struggling. Even if you ain't struggling, you ain't got to struggle. I'm coming. Okay, let me stop playing. I'll see you soon.
Yo, I love I'm loving the comments. I'm loving the comments. Wait. So I like what Athena said. He said he's a man, y'all. He said, I like to pamper my woman, but also like her to pamper me at times. I see marriage as a team. We both work hard to make business successful. That is so perfect. I love that because it is a reciprocal relationship. Let me see. There was another one.
I like Damien. He said, it's so cute to see the girls' locker room. That's exactly what this is.
Where was
the girls' locker room?
It's the hair salon. Wait, these women are too masculine.
We'll talk about
one of them said she had. So wait a minute.
Oh, come on, let me answer that one. Let me talk about it.
Okay.
Wait, who studied femininity though? That's what I was looking for.
Let me talk about it because I think it's important.
I do too.
So there's a lot of stuff. So again, I said I'm a reformed alpha female, right? I'm a Virgo. I'm a perfectionist. I make decent money. I got my PhD. Like I have all these things. And the dude that I'm seeing right now, he used to call me. He's like, okay, little man. He was like, I bet your dad really loves his son. And he used to piss me off. He would just be like, okay, little man. And so I was like, okay, let me look into this little man thing. Like, what is he saying? What is he saying about me? So I started looking at femininity because I thought femininity just meant being submissive. I'm telling the whole truth. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm telling y'all the truth. I thought it just meant being submissive. And so as I started studying femininity, I believed that it was the man that you were dealing with that was supposed to bring this, soft woman out of you. And as I started studying and I saw that, no, you're just supposed to be a woman. You're just supposed to be feminine. It's not a man that brings it out of you. It's not a man that you're dating. It's just you being who you are. And you can be strong and you can be confident and you can be successful and you can be soft.
All the things.
So that's how the studying came because I just felt like, I'm coming up against these. I like an alpha man. I like a masculine man, and we can't both be alpha. So I have to figure out how do I play my part and my role so that I can make sure that he is always the king, that I'm always talking nice to him, and I'm always talking to him. It's in how you walk, it's in how you talk. It's when you ask a man to hold your hand to get you up the stairs. Like, it was just more than what I thought it was. And I want to make sure that I give that to him. And so I'm studying it to be the best woman that I can be and still be who I am. So that's why I'm studying it, because I felt like it was something that I was lacking or I didn't understand.
Deborah Will Win said, I'm operating in my self energy, but my man has to have wisdom, hustle, and be loving. And I think that's what a lot of women want. You know, I think, you know, with the whole, you know, feminism thing that happened, revolution that happened in the 50s and the 60s, and we want to go to work too. We're going to burn our bras and we're going to do all this shit. I ain't asked for that shit. I ain't sign up for that shit. I don't you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, thank you. I want no parts of feminism. Have a great day. Have at it. Not me. I need a man. Have a good day. Y'all can have at it.
We don't want to be in charge, man. We really don't. Y'all think we do? We want to live soft and pink and silky, like RB said. We don't want to live. We don't. But Lee Hughes, I thought this was funny. We're too masculine. Oh, that's the one that was
hilarious. That was hilarious.
I study femininity too, Dr. Lene. I just think
Talk about it.
Some things are just important to be. They don't come natural. I feel like, not that femininity doesn't come natural. I'm just saying that sometimes everything is worth being studied, right? Like, there's some things everywhere that you don't know. Like, there's some things that just, you learn what you learn from people that are around you. You say, okay, how can I take this further? Or I never thought about this. When I get on YouTube sometimes and listen to the ladies speak, I'd be like, oh, I never seen women do that. Or this, or give me another perspective on how to be a woman. It's not a negative thing. It's just something I hadn't been exposed to.
Yeah.
That's all. And I don't even know if it's not seen a woman. I've never seen a man. So if you've never, so I come from, my grandmother had 5 girls. All her girls had girls.
Oh, wow.
I don't have no brothers. I don't have no cousins. I don't have no uncles. So all I've known is strong women who take charge. And I watched my mom work 3 jobs. Like, all I know is how to get in there and get it done. Yeah. So then when you have to meet a man who's like, no, that's not what you do. No, you don't touch that. No, you didn't. It's like, but that's what I've always done. Like, I've always taken up. My mom, we took out the trash. So now it's relearning these things that you knew.
Right.
I didn't see a strong man take care of a woman. I didn't see those things. And so now it's crazy. Sometimes I feel like I'm relearning everything, even though I'm not. It's very weird.
But I bet it feels good though, because it's a challenge and it's a different space, right? If you want something different, you can't do the same thing. So doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, that's insanity. So you're doing something different because you want different results. So I bet it's refreshing, right? Because you're doing different things. You're stepping outside your comfort zone, which you already know. But then you're also what are you getting in return for doing that? Dr. Lene, what are you getting in return for doing that?
Beautiful relationship, like softness, learning, vulnerability. How I deal with my son is getting better.
Wow.
Like even just that.
I love it.
Like, seeing, being able to communicate and talk to a man who takes the time to be like, let me, to spit some game, but lets me operate in me. Like, I still get to be who I am. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still learning and growing, and I'm looking at things differently, and I'm hearing things differently. Even something as simple as the other day I was in Walmart. Nope. Yes, I was. And I told him to.
You're not in no Target.
At Walmart, but it was for real quick. But anyways, my son needed to get some sheets because he just bought himself a king size bed, and his mattress hadn't come yet, so he got an air mattress. And I was at the store, so I was like, let me just run here and get him some sheets. He didn't answer the phone, and I'm doing my house in like some of my brand colors. So the color is like this teal color. So I was like, ooh, this teal will go good in my house. And in the back of my mind, I heard my dude was like, why are you doing what you want to do for you? How come you're not doing what he would want you to do? And I was like, ugh. So I was like, this is what he would want. Let me get what he would want, not what I would want. Yeah. So just little things like that. He caused me to rethink different things and how I speak and the tone that I use. Because as a mom, I'd be like, you ain't did it. And this is still a young man. So still talking like, hey, can you please da-da-da-da? And yeah, okay, I got it, mom. Ooh, way better than you don't get up in here. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So little stuff like that. Like, just, I'm always on edge. The Virgo comes out of me. Somebody said it's hard to live with the Virgo. It is. we think we need everything done how we would do it, and that's just not. It's not right. It's not fair. So it's learning. Like I feel like I was telling him the other day, I'm in my prime. He was like, "Girl, you 48. Doesn't matter. I feel like I'm living my best version of my life."
It's the bomb. It's a good time to be alive, baby. It's a great time to be alive. Char, let me ask you this, because he said, and I know you know what you want, because she say what she wants, so she also know what she want. How do you expect men to always have a plan and initiate things? Most men don't want to have a plan, initiate, and be the one doing everything all the time. That's unrealistic. What do you say about that?
So, can you put the question back up? I don't feel like a man always has to have a plan, and no man or no woman is always going to have the plan. You're always going to be able to bounce back off of each other, right? So a lot of times, what happens is society puts stuff out there, and you know, a lot of people that haven't learned how to think for themselves, they run with it. Okay, so I don't think that he always has to have a plan. If I see that he's struggling, am I going to give input? Of course, and especially if he asks me. A lot of times, what happens with us women is that we expect the man to always have a plan, and when he doesn't, then oh, you're not a real man, you're not this and you're not that. And so what happens is a lot of women pit themselves over men in those instances, right? But I don't believe that a man always has to have the answers. A man doesn't always have to have the plan. But I love what Dr. Lene just said. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the soft energy. I love the nurturing. I love the fact that she thought about him, right? And a lot of times, ladies, you don't understand that if you study him and you're attentive to your person, you will understand what area of femininity he needs you to operate in. Sometimes it's needing you to be soft and quiet. Okay.
And shut the fuck up.
Sometimes it's needing you. What'd you say?
And shut the fuck up.
That's right. That's what I always say. That's a but you know, sometimes it's you need to be quiet. Sometimes it's the fact that he needs you to be nurturing. You have to study him so good to where you know what he needs. You're 10 steps ahead of him as far as knowing what he needs. And a lot of times women are so fixated on themselves, always looking at themselves, that always being self-centered, that they don't understand what he needs in those moments. So ladies, I encourage you, make sure you're being attentive, because then you can also operate more out of your femininity when you pay attention to him.
Be attentive and shut the fuck up. But you
That's
know
right.
what? I know we got to go to the next video, but Tierra, the whole "we are the only people" comment, I know that bothers the hell out of you, because that bothers the hell out of me, because we are not the only people who think like this. Other races have roles, gender roles. Like, we are not, just because we're discussing it, just because you don't watch what white people do or Hispanic people do. Hispanics are very macho. A lot of the Hispanic women are very submissive. Like, you cannot say that we are the only group of people that act this way and wonder why we're divorced. That's not true.
We're not. I deal with it.
Bullshit. Stop with that.
I deal with it every day. It is all cultural backgrounds all across the board. It's not just us, y'all. I debunked that years ago. People don't listen. No, people don't want. When people start to really believe something, they don't want nothing else except for to believe that. It's all across the board, all cultural backgrounds. I'm telling you, women in different cultures that sat up there and beat on their men, they done killed their men, they done all kind of stuff to them. So when y'all pit that against Black women in particular, maybe it's because you've only ever dealt with Black women. So make sure that you're having an open mind when it comes to stuff like this. Have a great day.
Still deal with Black women.
I'll also add to that, right? I feel like the foundation of the Black community has always been family. We went through a thing, right? We live in a country that put us through all the changes, and let's not get into oppression and all the things in the crack era, and how our families have been dismantled, right? How music encourages. For the last 20 plus years, music has encourages men to call women bitches, and men to actually hate women, and women to hate men. And really, it's just been our environment that's really conditioned us to believe certain lies about one another. So I don't really subscribe to what you're saying. I just think that we have been under attack. Our families have been under attack. But I think that we're trying to figure it out. More than ever, I'm seeing Black men show up for their babies. I met a man the other night, and I was just, talking to him. I said, "Well, what is your goal in life?" He said, "To be the best father I can be to my
Black men are more present than others. I'm sorry.
All of it, right?
It's typically out there that Black men show up more than other. I'm just saying.
Period. So I just think the things that we are, the stories and the narratives that we are embracing as our own are not necessarily true. So
They're
we're
not
not being
ours. We have taken the talking points of the other people, and then we have adopted it, and then we start to say it, and then the more you say something, what it becomes true. And so it's not true. It's never been true.
Yeah.
So
No.
we're changing the conversation. We're changing
Yeah.
the narrative. That's not who we are. But let's go to the next video. Listen, y'all, this conversation is so
You thought it was gonna be whack. You thought it was
it's so good.
I
It's
work here.
juicy. But
work here.
you know what though? It's also the people having the conversation too. It's good. This is I love you. I love you,
And
ladies.
the people in the comments are going, I love it. I love
Yeah,
it. I love it.
Yeah,
They're
man.
bringing the comments today.
They ain't bringing it. They bringing it.
Bringing it.
They bringing it.
Bringing it.
Let's go to the next video. Let's bring the next video.
Let's bring the next video.
Why do men want flowers in their door? What? Why do men want flowers and their doors open and don't want to wine and dine ladies anymore? I'm gonna tell you something. If you have a man who's asking for flowers and he wants you to open up his door, you a lesbian. You in a whole lesbian relationship. And you might be the stud. Because if he asking for his door to be open, he definitely telling you that, you know what? If your man wants you to open up the door for him and give him flowers, then he's a pillow princess. Your man the pillow princess. And I don't even really know what that means.
Who's been in a lesbian relationship?
Oh my gosh.
Has anybody been in a lesbian? And I'm not talking about a real lesbian relationship, but have you been in a relationship with a man who wants you to open his doors and wants you to give him flowers?
Well, I've given flowers before just because I wanted to. I've given flowers. I've decorated a hotel with flowers and just like, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's different. That's different. Because you was being romantic and you was getting yourself in the mood.
Really quick, okay. When the man unlocks the door, we get in. You unlock his door. Is that what they're talking about? Or are they talking about, baby? Let me go open your driver's side real quick.
Yeah.
Like
You might as well get on one knee and propose to the ninja. Ain't no way.
Oh, you know what? I did. I was a little thrown off, but I remember being in a car with a young man, and he was like, "Oh, my hair looks a mess. Can you run in the store and get something for us?" Now, keep in mind, I was 28 or something like that. I was like, if I didn't know if he was gay or feminine, I just felt like in that moment he definitely was, right? Like, oh, my hair's a mess. I said, it is 9:00 at night. Who's gonna see you in a subway? Maria and them, like, I don't understand what the he was like, yeah, I mean, I just gotta get my locks twisted. Can you run in for us? I'll pay for all of our stuff.
Yo, that is crazy.
It was weird.
You know, I think I wouldn't necessarily, I'm not going to talk about my ex bad, but I think I took on, you know, being young. We were together since I was 15. So I kind of took on that energy of the man. And I remember we went to marriage counseling, and the counselor, and he was actually he was a known counselor. He was like, he had 2 books, How to Love a Black Man and How to Love a Black Woman. He wanted me to read the book, How to Love a Black Woman, and him to read the book, How to Love a Black Man, right? And because we, you know, I guess our traits were very, you know, masculine and feminine. But I remember being at a strip club one time, and somebody getting in his face, and I jump in the front, you know, like, what? Or I remember when, look, one time, I was rough when I was young, so I didn't like to fight. I used to daydream about fighting. I told you I used to daydream about fighting.
She said I used to daydream about it.
It just stopped a few years ago, really. So I remember we were at a club, and this guy, he was drunk. He was falling all over everybody, and I saw him coming. And so my ex is sitting right there, and I saw him coming. I was like, I hope he tried to fall on him. I got my ass up, and I took him, and I dragged him across the dance floor, and people were like, "Oh my God, why did she do that?" Like, I was her. You met me. I was her. So I won't say, like, I'm not gonna call him a punk like that, but there were some things that I did just because the way I was raised, and I was rough, you know, growing up, and I liked to fight. And so you know, I just kind of wanted to fight, you know, back then. I don't want to fight no more. I'm almost 50, so I don't want to fight, but I grew up like that. Violent. That was me. I was a red flag. I was a walking red flag, but I'm her no more.
She's grown. Like you can't, yeah, like he throwing up red flags, but it's like we have to evolve. I mean, obviously nobody's
Absolutely.
perfect
She
around
said
here.
she used to do that.
Yeah, like come
Absolutely.
on. Don't
Absolutely. But
get
I
out
mean,
of
I
here.
was her, and you know, it's not fun being, you know, being that person. You can get in a lot of trouble, and you know, if he can't fight, and you're the weaker person, then it probably wouldn't fare well. Or you know, that person you out there starting fights and shit, your man can't fight. But anyway, let's.
Constance, I have a question for Dr. Lene. Deborah Wynn said, it's soy in the food that's feminizing men. What do you think is feminizing men?
Mm.
Like, just out of curiosity.
I don't think it's soy. I don't think it's because all feminine men don't eat or drink soy, so it can't be soy. I think it's the dynamics of our society. I think it's definitely being raised by single parent homes, mostly around women. I think it's the music. I think it's the environments. I think it's the school. I think it's the access, right? Like social media. We're over sexualizing kids at a very young age, and in the schools they're telling them kind of like what to do, what not to do. So I think it's our environment. I think it's the world that we live in today. And I think I've heard people say we raise our daughters and we nurture our sons. Like that's some of what I'm going through with my son right now. Is he's my onlyest. He's the only son. You see my personality, so you can imagine, right? I wanted him to go to Morehouse and become a doctor. I put it up on his wall since he was young. I guided him, and now he's like way confused. Like I don't know what I want to do because you've told me what I'm going to do.
Wow.
And so I think that we have set, not intentionally, but just the way that things have worked out in the way that the world is. I've heard it said this way. We tried to raise sons to be the men that we wanted them to be. And that's what made them softer and more feminine. Because in essence, what you want from your man is to be emotionally intelligent and to treat you right and to talk to you right and do all these things. So we tried to raise our sons to be that way. And innately, unintentionally, we've grown up with these boys that have these feminine qualities who may or may not be able to get a woman who then turn to other boys or whatever the case might be. I don't know. I'm not going to say how they got, what happened. Just, I think the environment with which they were brought up in. And
yeah,
then,
it's tough. It is tough because a lot of our homes are headed by single women. And so it is really tough to guide them because you can't be a man. We're not men. So it's hard to father a son because you just can't do it. I can only mother my children. I have 3 boys, and I'm always like watching, but there's only so much that I can do.
I did it wrong. I can honestly say I did it wrong because I didn't have brothers, uncles, male cousins. I felt like I had to you know what I'm saying, masculine to be a father, and that wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah. That's interesting. We'll talk more about it when we come back from the break.
Are you a Black business owner looking to expand your reach? Well, has Fly Nubian Money got good news for you? We are building a Black business directory to connect you with customers who need your services. And here is the best part. It is absolutely free. Email us at info@realvirtual.net. Send us your business name. Tell us a little bit about what you do, what services you offer, your website address, and your contact information. That's it. Together, we are going to build and circulate the Black dollar. Get listed today and start connecting with people who are probably already looking for you.
Who's letting young sons wear their shoes? Any moms out there letting sons wear their shoes? I bet that them big old size 13 feet boats can't get in my shoes. Who letting their kids wear their shoes?
They're talking about little boys who put on their mom's
Oh
heels.
yeah. I didn't have any of those issues with my boys at all. But let's look at some of these stats about emotional intelligence and relationships. According to the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, emotional intelligence is positively correlated with relationship satisfaction. Couples with higher emotional intelligence report better communication and strong connections. Come back real quick. Don't go to the next slide. I just want to talk about that really quick because they're acting like emotional intelligence is synonymous with femininity. But you can be emotionally intelligent without being feminine or a beta or subservient. You just know how to communicate. You know how to treat somebody. You know how to have reciprocity. You know how to stay in your lane. You know how to give as well as receive. Like that's emotional intelligent, right?
Emotionally intelligent is how how you operate emotionally. You know what I mean? So what they're speaking of is characteristics and traits and like how they operate. You know what I mean? Emotionally intelligent has to do with your emotions and how you're able to operate out of them. Correct, Dr. Lene?
Yeah, emotional intelligence really is just being tapped into your emotions. I think a lot of us deal with trauma. We bury things, we hide things, we don't want to address things, and so a lot of times because we're not tapped into our emotions, those things come out through our behaviors, our thought processes, things of that nature. When you're emotionally intelligent, that's basically just saying that you took the time to become self-aware, possibly to heal, to better understand yourself so that you can be more vulnerable, lower your boundaries. Maybe you're not fighting, you're not having to feel like you have to protect yourself all the time. You're intelligently connected to your emotions to be able to say, you know what, I don't agree with that, or that hurt my feelings, or let me tell you how that affected me versus rah, right? So you're intelligent enough with your emotions to communicate them, to understand. I'm at a place now where I can go 0 to 100 really quick. But when I do that, I said, give me a minute. And then I have to decide, am I mad? Am I hurt? Am I angry? Am I offended? Like what's this emotion? Because once I know what the emotion is, I can better figure out how I'm going to react. Right. And it's that, because if not, I've never been in a fight. I think I have this demeanor, this attitude. I've never, not one time. I'm 48 years old. I've never been in a fist fight my entire life.
It's fun. They're really fun.
Never. But I am old with this mouth. I have always felt, why would I punch you when the words that come out of my mouth will hurt you more? I can do more damage to you in what I say to you than I can in what put my hands on you. And that left me with a loose mouth to say things that were damaging and hurtful that you can't walk back from. Once you let something go, you can't. If I slap you, I can come back and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to slap you. But if I say something about your mom, about your kid, about something, put my finger on your trigger, you don't usually get to walk back from that. And so emotional intelligence says, learn yourself, learn who you are, learn what your traumas are, learn a safe space for you, a good environment for you, so that you can be the best version of yourself. A lot of times we stay in situations and households and families and workplaces that trigger us and keep us in the same routine. Have you ever said, how do I keep ending up in the same situation? How do I keep dating the same guy? How do I keep dating the same woman?
Yeah.
We're repeating. We haven't taken the time to heal, to become emotionally intelligent, to say, I need something different. I need to do something different. I need to move differently. I need to see other people. Is it me? That was my wake up.
That's the common denominator. Yeah. Right? You know, and we're going to go to the next video, but somebody says single women raise young men who grew up to be simps and get played. I will say, so by the time I had kids, like the whole thug life kind of dialed all the way back, right? Because I was a thug prior to kids.
Big thug,
pre-kids, thug life. But when I had children, I was much different. I kind of, because my dad was very soft and very caring and very loving. So I took on his traits in my parenthood. And my son told me the other day, Mom, it's because of you, the type of women that I chose, because I was always trying to be nice. I'm always trying to be the gentleman. I'm always trying to do all of these things. And I ended up getting played because, Mama, they're not like you. And I'm like, no, but you got to still be kind. You said, what'd you say, Tiara? Be kind, but not nice.
Yeah.
And my son, he had gotten into a lot of trouble in school because he was kind. Somebody took advantage of him, went trashed the car, stole his wallet, slapped him in the face, and he hit her back. And it became a whole thing. But it was because of all the stuff that he had done prior to that. She had this expectation. She thought she could run him. She thought the whole idea of being a simp. That's the thing that I don't want. But, again, they was like, well, you did it. So, how you going to tell me, Mom? That type of thing. Yeah. So it is, you do need that yin and that yang. They need to have a masculine and a feminine, all girls and boys. That's why God made us, is so that we could have that, the yin and the yang. You need it in order to be kind of fully well-rounded, not the toxic mama, not the toxic daddy, but a good, strong, harmonious mix and blend to raise emotionally intelligent children. So let's go to the video and let's talk about that.
That woman is only masculine with you because you're feminine. That same woman you complained about, the same woman you said wasn't soft, the same woman you said she complains all the time, is with this man and she is soft. She's feminine because he makes her feel secure, safe. He brings out everything in her that you were unable to do because you were looking for a mother figure. You were looking for a roommate. This man have put this woman on the throne and loved her from the bottom of her feet to the top of her head. You have to remember one thing, you weak men. Women are only masculine around feminine men. Masculine men can even make the toughest woman, regardless of her background, melt like butter in his hand because he elevates her. He speaks to her soul. He uplifts her mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. So rather than you saying, oh, then my woman is masculine, no, you should be saying, I'm feminine, and that's why I have a masculine woman. You have to get a reality check. These women are all feminine, but it takes a real masculine man to unlock it because she's become hard around you soft men.
See, I got mixed feelings about this guy because, you know, when people talk too much like that and they pander, because that's a little bit of pandering, then you wonder, what's the true intent? Is this just for social media? Is this just for clicks and likes? Just like your Derek Jacksons and all your other guys, right? And then I seen a post yesterday where he put all the billionaires on there on his page. And he was like on there with all the black billionaires in the US. And somebody said, billionaires don't put themselves on a post with other billionaires. And that's the first thing I was thinking, like, he just does a lot. But what he's saying is, there's nothing wrong with it. But I just have mixed feelings about him. I do believe that, like, there was a pastor that said, as a man, if you do what you're supposed to do as a man, taking care of your household, your wife, your children, your wife doesn't have anything but to fall in line. If you operate in your masculinity, in your place as a man, as a husband, as the leader of the household, the woman is going to fall in line if you do your part. I don't know. What you think, Dr. Lene?
I think that I agree with everything that man said. And I'm laughing because we think that it's pandering, that if you do right by your woman, she'll do right by you. Like what kind of where do we live where we think that is wrong?
Right. It's all good stuff.
Right by your woman, she'll do right by you. If you do right by your man, he'll do right by you. If you do right to get by each other as a unit, as a team, as a partner, it's a mirror, right? So when I'm talking to a boy right now, I talk to him all the time. I'm like, man, I wish I could have been this version of me 20 years ago. Because we dated, we're spinning the block, right? So we're spinning the block. We dated almost 20 years ago. And now we've been dating for like two years, right? And so I'm like, I wish I could have been this version of me when I was 30. Because he was like, you didn't listen back then. You was hard-headed. And I was. But I also was operating from a lot of trauma. I was also operating from low self-esteem, insecurity. I felt like I had to beat on my chest to be heard and seen. You know what I'm saying? And in this phase of my life, I don't have nothing to prove. I don't have to fight. I just get to be like just me. Like I've healed. I've dealt with some of the things that used to trigger me. I used to be like, you're so condescending. You think you know everything. He does know a lot. He is smart. And it's the craziest thing is the stuff that used to irritate me about him back then is the stuff that I'm most attracted to him about today. Like that's the how come I didn't see that?
You grew up.
Mm-hmm. You both grew up. You both grew up. I mean, you have to believe in the divine timing of your life. Like I think that's just it. We're on a journey. Period. Like that's it. You at 30,
we security and the safety.
Still struggling, huh?
Security, safety, vulnerability. Some of that, which is what that dude was talking about. I think as you get older, you start to unpack things. You start to like unlayer your onion to be like, I want something different. That when you're younger, you're fighting against. I got to prove myself. And when you get older, it's like, I'm good.
Miss Black Hollywood, what you think about what he said?
I like Yada. I know how you feel. I understand what you're
It's
saying.
not that I feel. I just see. I'm just like something is off a little bit, a little bit. I don't
But you
know.
know what? I can. I mean, I'm
But
a
you don't throw out the
churchgoer.
baby with the bathwater, right? You chew the what you say, chew the meat, spit out the bone. Like it's
That's
like
it. That's it. I can go and
so he
sit in
wasn't saying
church.
nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the same way you can listen to a preacher and just be like, I'm listening to them. There's gonna be mess in the messenger, but if you can take the message and
Yeah.
just like and take it for yourself, and like you said, eat the meat, spit out the bones. What doesn't work for you is cool. I
Mhm.
respect what he's saying, right? Because he's absolutely right. This is the same person. Remember, we watched the video where he was sitting with the guy that made that didn't make any
I mean,
money,
$8
like, or
an
made
hour, but he was still wanted
$14
his
an
wife.
hour,
Yeah, he still
and he
wanted his
was
wife
like,
to come home and
yeah, he was like, me and my wife is in the trenches together. He was like, she don't want to be in the trenches with you. She don't want that, right? Like, she don't want to be working hard, go work a job, and then come home and work hard at home,
right.
and you
And you
making
making
$14
$14
an
an hour.
hour.
Yeah.
You could work harder.
Yeah.
He was super defensive, but it's those kind of men that,
Beta.
that
Beta.
expect us to bow and do certain things, and you can't even provide. And not that,
You
yeah.
can't even pay your car note or the groceries, but
You
you want
can't
to
even
come home
pay
and
for
bow down to
gas,
you.
ma.
What? What?
Listen,
You can't
I
pay
want to hear
your
what
bill.
Shar has to say. I want to hear what Shar
Yeah,
has to
because
say.
let me tell you, I saved her for last because she say what she wanted. And if
Mhm.
you look at her Facebook and her Instagram pages, she has a ton of followers. I don't know, she got about 1 million followers, but she definitely caters to the male persuasion, and them men's they love her. So, do you agree that a man needs to be worshiping a woman from the head to her feet and taking care of her and all that stuff? Because you see a lot of things. I wouldn't say it's the opposite of that, but you see from a male perspective a lot.
I do. So a couple of things, right? I'm the number one female advocate for men, but I advocate for healthy relationships. And if you look deeper into the message instead of looking at the mess like Miss Black Hollywood said, then you'll see it from a different perspective. It's all about perspective and mindset, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to say this to what he said. It depends on the caliber of woman that she is, because you can do all those things, but like Dr. Lene, if she has emotional and psychological trauma, if she's not mentally all the way there, then she may not bow down to that. She may not submit to that. So a man can be doing all these great things, right? But a certain caliber of woman, or a woman that's not mentally stable, that's not emotionally stable, that has all this trauma that she hasn't dug out, she may not perceive him like that. She may not be able to see like, oh, this is a great man. Oh, he's doing all these things. Let me fall in the line. She may not see that. So it depends on the level of emotional and psychological intelligence when you're talking about the woman coming up underneath that man.
Right.
And then also, they have to complement one another, because if he sees certain things in her, she sees certain things in him, then they're going to mesh well, right? But on the other hand, if one or the other is unstable, then you're going to get this push and pull back. You're going to get this clash. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's some truth to what he said, but also it depends on who you're dealing with, because some women, that they're not going to fall underneath that no matter what, because she's just always nagging, gripping, complaining, being negative. She's worrying. She's got this complaining thing going on. So it just depends on what type of woman you're dealing with, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, all women aren't created equal. All men aren't created equal. And so you cannot, like my son said, like, Mom, I'm thinking you telling me to be a gentleman and open doors and stuff for women, and they don't deserve that, Mama. They not like you. And I'm like, everybody deserves it. No, Mom, trust me, they'll take advantage of me. They've taken advantage of me because I've done those things. Like they don't deserve that. So you're right. We're not all created equal. It's just like where they say, okay, there's 9 women to 1 man. Yeah, y'all got 8 trash. 8 women are trash. 8 of the women that are in your picket are trash. So you really don't got 9 women to 1 man, because they're not all good caliber. Just like you said, everybody's not equal. All women are not created equal. But let's go back to those slides. I want to take a look at some more. A 2021 study by the American Psychological Association found that men often score lower on emotional intelligence tests compared to women, which can impact their relationships and emotional connection. Hold on, let's talk about that really quick. Is anybody surprised? Is anybody surprised that men are scoring lower on emotional intelligence? No? Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. According to Pew Research, 56% of Americans believe gender roles in relationships have become more flexible, with many younger generations viewing traditional gender roles as outdated in today's society. Now, let's talk about that. let's talk about gender roles. We often have these conversations on gender roles, red pill, blue pill. If she makes more money, does that mean she's in charge? Like, is there a gender role in 2025 that people should be adhering to? Dr. Lene.
Oh. No, I think that so. In theory, my easy answer is men should be men and women should be women. That's the easy answer. But the reality is, do what works for you in your home. That's my real answer.
Yeah.
Do what works for you in your home.
Yeah. Okay, Miss Black Hollywood.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Like, do what works for you, the both of you. But there's certain things that I don't want to do as a woman. I don't want to pump gas. I don't want to, I don't want to be up here like hammering and nailing things. Like, I don't want to be I don't want to be Constance the Builder. I don't want to be replacing sinks and
you said Constance the Contractor is what you called me.
Constance the Contractor. No, there's certain things that as a woman I don't want to do. I don't want to take out the trash. I don't want to do that, right? I'll do anything that he want me to do and there's certain things I'm sure he won't want to do, and I will pick up the slack on that. But that's the way I feel about that. There's certain things I don't want to do.
Yeah.
I hate.
What about you, Shar?
I feel like Dr. Lene said, you have to do what works for you. You know what I mean? And don't allow society to control your household. You know what I mean? Learn to think for yourself and get with your partner and really map out what that looks like to you. Mm-hmm. Everybody has different dynamics with one another and also in their household. So you just do what works for you. And if somebody got something to say, who cares? Because they don't pay your bills. They don't pay your mortgage. They don't pay who cares what other people think? I don't care what other people think. Just,
right. And it is. Like Tiara, she don't want nobody, she don't want to pump her gas. Okay, then she has to get somebody who don't mind pumping her gas. And that's okay. But she might take out the trash. I don't know. If the trash is there, she might take out the trash. She's never going to take out the trash. If the trash is spilling over, she's just not going to do it.
I would like for him to take the trash out. I would take it out, obviously. I take out the trash now. I'm a single woman.
Right. But that's not what you want to do.
I don't want to.
But are there, for any of you guys, are there any hard lines of things that you ain't going to do?
I don't necessarily have a hard line. I'm a partner. We're teammates.
Right.
Tap me in when you need me. You know what I'm saying? I got your back. If I see the trash is overflowing, I'm gonna do it. If you're out of town, I'm not waiting for you to come back to come take the trash. Like, we're a team. This is our house.
Right.
Is that your role? Yeah, but I would assume if I cook and I'm not home and the kids is hungry, you're gonna cook. Like, you're not gonna sit around. Right. The mama be home in a minute. She gotta cook. Right. No, we're a team. We're gonna work this thing out together. I don't like to do the trash. When you see that trash, take it out. But if I see it, I'm gonna take it out too. So it's team.
Yeah. You can't be since we teamwork. I can't go out and work 17 hours a day, and you at home going like this and playing the video games. You can't do that. Like, you can't do that.
I used to do that. What about you, Shar?
I feel like we operate differently with different partners, first of all, and then secondly, like she said, we're a team, and so we have to learn how to be a chameleon, mix and maneuver when we need to. There's no like she said, he's out of town, I ain't taking out the trash. Come on now, that's just nasty and it's crazy. I mean, let's be logical here. So you have to do what works for you and your partner, and at different moments and intervals, you're going to have different things that come up. So you just have to be a chameleon and learn how to play your part.
Okay. All right. Bet. All right. So listen, ladies, Dr. Lene, we're going to do our final thoughts. What are your final thoughts on this subject? This was such a good, I didn't even want to end, but we want your final thoughts. And then where can they find you, dear?
I can go first, but I believe Ms. Black Hollywood asked to go first. And is
that what you was talking about on the final thought?
I'll let her go.
My bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ms. Black Hollywood. I was thinking something else.
Hey, everybody. Okay, so going back to this initial young lady's video of her saying that she dates feminine men because men aren't emotionally intelligent. I think, it sounds like she's operating from a place of like hurt or fear, or something has happened that's made her feel like she can't get what she needs from a normal Black man. Because I don't know any woman, or she's settling for a man that wants to dress like her. I just feel like there's some fear, or there's something there. So, if you are in a situation where you feel like you have to settle for a thing just because you feel like you're not getting what you want, and it looks and sounds kind of crazy. Maybe you just need a little therapy. Like, I got to go to therapy right now. So so I would just encourage you to do what I'm about to do when I get off this thread. Go to therapy, man. I'm pretty
Therapy.
sure I'm pretty sure you'll figure it out. Like what is making you make these decisions? Because I can't imagine her rolling over and really going like, this is the rest of my life. Like, I can't imagine that. So I would just encourage a young lady to seek some professional counseling, maybe go to Shar and just, let Shar tell her, what's under that hood. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood. Listen, this weekend for Fly Nubian Money Club, Lala Key is going to teach us how to live stream like a boss. So if you are interested in live streaming but don't know where to start, this weekend we are going to talk about that. I love you all. Black Lexicon, thank you for the donation. As you know, last Saturday was my birthday. I am shooting a music video on the 20th of this month. I'm a little over budget, so I'm asking people if you want to cash at me, please do, because I need it. I need it. I need it.
Right now.
I'm at $ The Real Network, and if you want to work with me, I'm at MissBlackHollywood.net. I love y'all. Thank you, Black Lexicon, for your donation. I appreciate you.
Amen. Thank you, Miss Black Hollywood. Have fun at therapy.
I love y'all. I'm gonna go get my life together. Bye.
Get your life together. Get your life. All right. Well, you know what? Since you mentioned you, Shar, I'm gonna alley-oop it to you.
Yes. And thank you. If you guys need to book a session with me, please do that at calendly.com/Shar Curry. And also all of my books are on Amazon, y'all. I have 4 books. I have The Mask. I have Here You Go, Sis, The Blueprint to a Soul. And I also have a journal for men and women. I am Shar Curry, aka Says What She Wants, the #1 female advocate for men, but also a sister to women. You can follow me on all platforms at Says What She Wants. And you know what? As far as today, do what works for you. Do what works for you. It's not about the man being masculine or feminine and vice versa, but do what works for you and what you want and what you need. And as far as your future, make sure you go along with what you feel and what you feel is your best bet. And don't worry about what nobody thinks. When you learn to say F what people think, forget about what people think, then you learn to live your best life. Have a great day.
Yeah. Amen. All right. Where you go? There you go. Okay. What's up? All right, Dr. Lene. What are your
All right. First of all, let me just say I always enjoy being here. This is one of the 3rd or 4th times I think I've been on the podcast, on the show with Shar. And Shar, I literally just stalked you to find you, and I definitely found you.
You say what she want to say.
Yeah, I was looking for her name. It was under Say What You Want to Say. Thank you for saying that, because I found you and I just followed you, and I'm interested in hearing and learning more about you. I'm gonna have a really quick final thought, and that is, this conversation showed me how far apart we are as men and women in this thing called love and life and relationship. I don't know if that's good or bad, but what I will say is do what's right for you, right? There are things that I like, that I do, ways that I have grown that may not work for you. And that's okay, because I'm doing what's good for me. This internet thing, this open platform has made it where we feel like people have to agree with us. They have to do what we say do. They have to do it the way that we do it. And we have to like it. And we don't. What you have to do is find somebody who does it the way that you like it, who's willing to work with you in relationship with you. Whatever that dynamics is, do that. Be happy. This life is short. Find somebody that loves you and makes you feel good, where you don't have to compromise your values, who you are. That's literally it. I pray that all of you guys find love, and that you have a successful and productive relationship, and that if you want a king to lead you, that you find that king. And if you want to be the king, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm Dr. Lene Javette.
You want to be queen, Dr. Lene. Where can they find you?
I am Dr. Lene Javette. I don't talk about relationships, so sometimes I joke, right? I don't talk about relationships. I talk about business. If you want to talk about business, monetization, branding your brilliance, things of that nature, come see me. If you want to talk about relationships, you might want to follow Shar, because I'm about to follow her too. I'm working on myself in that way.
Mm-hmm. She talks business, y'all. Don't bring your business to her. Bring your business. It's a difference. Business. Okay. Not no business. All right, listen. Nobody's paying your bills. Nobody is putting you to sleep at night, but your partner, your spouse, your whatever. So what anybody else has to say, it ain't none of their business. These conversations are great, and it is locker room talk. It really is, because this is just our opinion. This ain't it. what works for you. And I think we all said that it works for you. So if you want a man who wears a dress and y'all can exchange panties, go right ahead. If it works for you, that's totally good, right? If you want to be Barbara the Builder like me and you want to be taking out the trash and shit and you want to open up your man's doors, go for it. If it works for you, it works for you. Who are we to tell you? Or like Andrew, what's his name, said, who are me to judge? Like, y'all remember? But so we're not here to judge you. We're just having conversation. And so a lot of banter, a lot of fun. But this is just, this is just girl talk today. So hopefully you enjoy the conversation, you enjoy the dialogue. But at the end of the day, it's about what works for you. Now, listen, thank you for joining us today as we unpacked how emotional intelligence plays a role in modern relationships and why it's critical to challenge traditional gender roles. Emotional intelligence is a vital tool in building healthy relationships. And it's time that we embrace vulnerability regardless of our gender. Let's continue pushing for relationships where emotional growth is prioritized and both partners feel heard, they feel respected, and they feel supported. So we're going to see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace.